All right. Now on to the main event. The one, the only, Mike Stagg is here today to talk to us about winter driving safety. Kind of been a bit of a different winter this year, hasn't it, Mike? We're normally about 6 snowstorms under our belt by this time, and we haven't had that many.
Haven't had that this year so far. But I think, Jason, we're sages in this area because a lot of you folks, when you probably received this original email to register for this webinar, you thought, winter driving, it's 50 degrees outside, 50, 60 degrees. We're not going to need this. Look at today. But like you said, though, Jason, we're usually, six snowstorms deep. But this is, I think, good timing for this winter driving because it's coming now. It's coming now, and we're gonna be hit with it. And so let's talk today, very briefly, just about how we can prepare. How we can prepare for the inevitable when it's going to come. How are we going to prepare our vehicle? Okay, and we're also going to talk how we can prepare ourselves. What are things that we can do to prepare ourselves so we're ready when the snow does finally start to fly? And so we want to get ahead of it because poor weather conditions, they're coming. They're going to be here. They're going to be here before we know it. They're here today. Temperatures are going to start dropping, hopefully. I'm one who likes the snow, so we're ready for it. And these 3 things are important as we talk winter driving and poor weather conditions. Number 1, know your limits. Okay? It's okay to tell yourself, you know what? I'm terrible at driving in the snow. And if I've got the option to work from home, maybe I take that if the roads are poor. But we may not have that option. We may not have that option to say, you know what? I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to stay in bed, or I'm going to work from home, or whatever it may be, or I'm going to take a vacation day. We may not have that option. We may have to go into the office. We may have to be there in person, ready to work. So what can we do in those times? These 2 things here. Take your time and slow down. Now, this has multiple meanings in taking your time and slowing down. And we'll come back to these 2 things. It's not just about taking your time and slowing down when you're out on the roads, although that is the most important thing when the weather is poor, is slowing down and making sure that we stay safe. But it's not just about slowing down on the roads. It's about slowing down and taking time to do other things as we prepare. Okay? So let's talk about prepping our auto and slowing down and doing things the right way. Okay? We're going to talk about maintenance. Some of the things that we should look at to maintain today if we haven't done so already for this winter season. Talk about different components that we should have in place, different things on our vehicles that we might need to swap out so that we can be ready for when the snow starts. And then having an auto emergency kit and how we prepare to have one of those. Okay? So things we want to check out now. For maintenance purposes, number 1, check your battery. Okay, pop the hood of your vehicle, whether it's your personal vehicle or your assigned fleet vehicle, and check that battery. Make sure that the connections are tight. Make sure that there's no corrosion on the terminals. Maybe that vehicle has been sitting there for a while, and now you've got to go and drive it. Okay, you're going to take the fleet vehicle out to go to Costco and go get treats for the crew. Okay, well, what do we need to do? Let's check it now. Because as you look at your battery, okay, as the temperatures start to drop, now they're going to start to drop here, hopefully, okay? But as the temperature drops below 32 degrees, your battery is going to lose about 33% of its cold cranking amp efficiency. That's a big thing because if your battery is already on its last legs and it loses 33% again because it's gotten too cold, the vehicle's probably not going to start. Same thing if you go below 0 degrees, okay? Your cold cranking amp efficiency drops to 50%. So you can see we've got some issues here with our batteries if we've got a bad battery. So take a look at that battery and those terminals and those connections and make sure that they're clean and clear and everything looks good. Your battery should have a sticker on there. And on that sticker, it'll tell you the date of the manufacturer. Now, take a look at that and make sure, maybe if you're 4 or 5 years out of that battery being replaced, maybe time to look at a battery replacement, even if the vehicle starts up. Okay, just because remember that vehicle is going to lose its efficiency, that battery is going to lose its efficiency as the weather gets cold. Other stuff to check now, okay, is your tires. Now you don't just go and look at the tires and say, yeah, my tread's okay, I should be all right, or my air pressure's fine. Now you want to look at the depth, look at the tread depth of those tires. How good is the tread depth, and what type of tread and what type of tire do I have on the vehicle? Now, as you look at the tire type on the vehicle, what we want to look for is a 3-mountain snow peak. Okay, a 3-mountain peak with a little snowflake inside the center. What that does is that identifies that tire as a good all-season tire. You can also look for this M+S sign that denotes that they are mud and snow tire as well. Okay, now maybe we can have snow tires. That may be something that we could swap out on our vehicles if we have the means, and to do that is to swap snow tires out to the vehicles. But if we don't have those means, these are the type of tires we should be purchasing for our vehicles. When our fleet vehicles, they need to be changed out, we should get a tire that's a 3-mountain snow peak, because then we don't necessarily have to change those tires out in the wintertime for snow tires, because we've got a good all-season tire on the vehicle. Now, there's a difference between an all-season and all-terrain tire. Okay, make sure you have an all-season tire, and you'll note that with this 3-mountain snow peak. So go out and take a look at that today. Take a look at your personal vehicle. Take a look at the fleet vehicle you might drive, your work truck. Do you have the right tires to go on that vehicle in this time of year? Okay, good thing to look at this time. Other stuff to check. Check your windshield wipers. Did you know there's different windshield wipers for different seasons? The standard windshield wiper is an open windshield wiper between the frame and the blade. That's what probably 99% of our vehicles have on them right now. Okay, there are blades out there that are winter blades, and a winter blade has a rubber cover all the way around the flame. They're better suited to removing snow and ice and things like that and buildup from your windshield than your standard wiper is going to be. So maybe take a look at those things as well and say, okay, as a fleet manager, as a supervisor here, I want to make sure that my crew has the right equipment to operate in these hazardous conditions. So let's swap to winter blades instead of the standard wipers during the winter time. Okay, it's a good thing to go and check out and look at. Other stuff to check is check out your washer fluid. Okay, you can have that. Did you know that there's different kinds of washer fluid as well? Many of us probably in our vehicles right now, we have the blues. Okay, the blue washer fluid is just your standard run-of-the-mill type fluid. It doesn't really have any other stuff in it. When you go to the gas station, it might have the blue fluid in there. It might be frozen, just like this fantastic picture that Jason sent over to me. It could be green. Now that green washer fluid, that's your summer fluid. It's got bug juice remover and all that stuff. Okay, and but it does not have what we're looking for here in the winter season, which is a de-icer and an antifreeze component. The color you want to look for in your washer fluid for those are orange and yellow. The orange is your all season. That can be really used all year long. Okay, it's got the bug juice remover. It's got the de-icer. Okay, or you could just swap out to a winter specific windshield washer fluid, which is your yellow fluid. It's a yellow fluid. It specifically says winter, and it's a de-icer and antifreeze, so it doesn't freeze inside the vehicle as it sits outside in these cold temperatures overnight. Okay, so look for the de-icer and antifreeze for that washer fluid. Take a look at that. What are your replacement washer fluids? Are they all the blue fluid? Is it the green fluid? Do we need to swap out to the orange or the yellows to make sure we put the right stuff in the vehicles at this time of year so it doesn't freeze and ruin that windshield washer reservoir or any of the lines that are inside the vehicle? And it's good for us to use when inevitably the salt gets on the vehicle that we need to wipe off so we can see where we're going. Okay. Other stuff to check out now. Your engine coolant, your antifreeze, make sure that those are full and are in good shape and repair. Make sure your heater and defroster work. There's nothing worse than getting in a cold car and having that car fog up from the inside and that defroster not work. Okay, so let's make sure that those things are working. Make sure the ice scrapers and the brushes get back in the vehicles. I did that this weekend because I realized, oh my gosh, I haven't put that stuff back in. A lot of us, we take that out because we don't need it in the summertime. Okay, let's make sure we get those ice scrapers and the brushes back in the vehicles today. Because snow's coming, guys. It's going to happen. I have faith it's going to happen. Okay. Also, make sure that we have weight on our rear axles if we have a rear wheel drive vehicle. Maybe we drive a fancy pants sports car that's rear wheel drive, or maybe we drive the pickup truck that's rear wheel drive. Okay. We need to make sure that we have sufficient weight on the rear axle so that that vehicle can gain traction on any kind of slippery roads. So let's make sure that we have some stuff in the back. Maybe there's sandbags or stuff we put in the back to increase the weight on the rear axle in this time of year. But that's just some good things to check out now. Let's check and make sure that our gas is always half full here in the winter time. Okay. Now, why do we say half full? What if we're caught in a snowstorm and we're stuck out on the road for hours upon end because they've shut the roads down, or we've spun out and we need to get out of the and we are stuck there. There's an accident and they shut the roads down. Okay. Let's make sure the gas tank is always at least halfway full. I know that means you're filling up maybe a little bit more often than you would in the summertime, but trust me, you'll like it if you get stuck out on the roads in traffic because roads are shut down or there's a snowstorm. Okay. Let's make sure you have jumper cables in the vehicle. Make sure that if you need to jump a vehicle, need to jump your own vehicle, that you have those available for you. Make sure you have a phone charger. Okay. And that phone charger, it works for your specific phone. If you have an Apple phone, it takes a lightning cable. Make sure you've got a lightning cable in the car. If you've got another phone, a Samsung, a Galaxy phone that takes a USB-C cord, make sure you have a USB-C. Maybe you have an older phone that takes a USB-A. I don't know which ones have that now, but maybe you do. Okay? Make sure you've got the right phone charger for your phone inside the vehicle every time you leave. Again, you want to be sure that phone is charged, that you can call for help if you need it. If you spin out, if there's an accident, if something happens, make sure that you have a charged phone to make an emergency call if you need to do that. Shovels are a good thing to put in your vehicle if you've got room. Either it's a collapsible shovel or something like that. So if you spin out, then you can dig yourself out if you need to get out. Other things, have an auto emergency kit. Now, inside that auto emergency kit, what you want to have is a hazard try and retroreflective gear. That hazard try is just that triangle that you put outside your vehicle to make yourself more visible to people. So say you spin out on the roads. Let's have that auto emergency kit available so we can take that out and put those hazard tries up so that we can alert other drivers that there's a vehicle off the road here so that they can see you. Retroreflective gear, make sure you've got a vest or something like that in the vehicle that is going to reflect the headlights of somebody out there so that you're more visible. A lot of us, when we came into work today, man, it was dark. It's cloudy today. It's a dark place today. If you spin out on the roads today and you didn't have a retroreflective gear on and you're out there trying to dig your car out, okay, it's going to be tough for somebody to see you. Make sure you have retroreflective gear in the vehicle. Take your warm outerwear and put it in the vehicle with you. Now, I know many of you are thinking, you know what, I'm just going to drive into the office, but then I am going to walk the 40 feet into the office. I'm not going to need my big winter coat. I'll be fine. I'm telling you, bring it with you just in case. Okay? I've had personal experience where I've run out of gas before in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming, when it was 0 degrees and negative 20 wind chill. And man, it's a good thing I brought that winter coat along with me so I could keep warm for the hour and a half time it took a tow truck to come and get me. Okay? Make sure you've got the warm outerwear inside the vehicle. You never know when you're going to need it. You might not need it to walk into the building, but you'll be very grateful that you have it if you spin out or there's traffic and you get stuck out on the roads. Other things to have in your auto emergency kit. Let's put a couple of bottles of water and some high energy food inside that auto emergency kit. Okay. That kind of stuff can go in the glove box, it can go in the trunk, it can go in the frunk if you have a fancy car. Okay. But let's get some of those things inside the vehicle now. So in case something happens, we're prepared for it. What we're trying to do here is be very proactive. So we don't end up in a situation that we don't want to be in. And we're stuck out on the roads without water, without food, without gas, without a warm place to be. and we then are in trouble because we're there for a prolonged period of time. All right, let's talk about driving conditions here. Let's talk about now how we can prepare ourselves. Okay, we've talked a lot about the vehicle. Now let's talk about how we prepare ourselves and to drive in these poor conditions that we're going to be facing. Now, the first thing we've got to do is we've got to take care of our visibility. Again, we talked about this right at the beginning. We have to slow down. This is one of the areas where we've got to slow down, where it might take a little bit of time, but it's going to bring good things if we slow down here. We want to make sure you clear your ice and your snow from all of your windows, not just the windshield, not just the scrape in the little spots so you can see your eyeballs. Okay? Scrape it all off. Clear all your windows from the ice and the snow. It means the windshield, means the rear window. It means your side windows. It means your outside mirrors. Clear the snow and the ice from all of your windows. Increase your visibility. Also clear the ice from the top of your car, clear the snow, any snow that's fallen from the top of your car and from the hood of your car. Now, why do we say that? Okay, well, from the top of the car, we've all seen the person driving on the road with 8 inches of snow on the car. They cleared off the windows and stuff, but it's all on the top of the vehicle. And they pull up to the traffic light, and what happens? Yeah, all that snow covers the windshield. Now they can't see anymore. Okay? So let's take care of that and get that off when we're clearing off the vehicle first thing in the morning. In addition, clearing the snow off the top of the car, it's just a good citizen thing. Because as soon as you start driving, if it's that light, fluffy stuff we have here in Utah, what's it going to do? Yeah, it's going to blow off and it's going to cause visibility issues for the people behind you. Okay, so let's be good citizens and clear off the top of our car. Also clear off the hood of your car, because if you don't clear off the hood of the car and you get going, where's that light, fluffy stuff go? Yeah, right onto the windshield, causing visibility problems for you. So make sure we clear the snow and the ice off of everything that we have on our vehicles. I know it takes time, but this is where we can slow down and make sure we do it right. Slow down and do it right. Okay? Now, when we talk about slowing down, let's talk about a safe speed. And what is a safe speed? The posted speed limit is not always a safe speed. Think about the road between Fillmore and Beaver. Okay? We've all driven I-15. Many of us have driven I-15 between Fillmore and Beaver in a snowstorm. That road in a snowstorm is nasty. It is a ridiculously terrible road to drive on. Now, what's the speed limit on that road during normal time when there's no snow and ice? Yeah, it's 80 miles an hour. What about in a snowstorm? What's the speed limit on that road? It's still 80 miles an hour. Is that a safe speed, though? That is not a safe speed. Make sure that we drive to the conditions, okay? Slowing down means we drive to what the conditions are, okay? Don't obey the speed limit. If the speed limit's 80 miles an hour, you don't got to go 80. Slow down, okay? Slow down and take your time. Get to where we need to get safely. Next thing we want to look about is light conditions. Is there too much light? We've all been in a situation where it's a bluebird powder day, okay? Which means sunshine in, blue skies, the snow is just fallen. And what happens when the sun comes up? It glares off of that snow and it reflects back at you. Okay? That's too much light. Make sure we have a good pair of sunglasses in the vehicle. Take those sunglasses with you. You might not think you need them in the morning, but you might need them during lunchtime when you're going out to get lunch or when you're driving home. You might need them then. Okay? So make sure you take the sunglasses inside the vehicle with you. What about the high beams? If there's too little light, should we use it? What about the snowstorm? Okay? Don't turn the high beams on in the snowstorm. What's that going to do? That's just going to reflect that light off of those snowflakes back onto you. So don't use the high beams in a snowstorm. Instead, use the low beams. Okay? Just think. We all know these things. Just think. Now, what happens, though, if we get in a situation where we need to make some corrections when we're driving on the road? Let's talk about those for just a few minutes. Okay? Just these last couple of minutes here. Let's talk about first understeering. Okay? We're driving on the road and we come up to a turn and we try and navigate the turn, but the car doesn't turn and it keeps going straight. What do? Number one thing, keep the wheels turning. Don't slam on the brakes. Don't slam on the brakes, but brake gently. Okay? Brake gently and steer gently into that turn. Okay? Slightly steer where you want that vehicle to go. Don't keep your foot on the gas. Don't keep going where you're going. Take your foot off the brake or take your foot off the gas, lightly brake, and steer where you want that vehicle to go. Now, what about an oversteer? An oversteer is I'm steering into a turn and the back end starts to come around on me. Okay? Back end starts to come around. What do we do in these things? Again, keep the wheels turning. Don't slam on the brakes. As soon as you slam on the brakes, you lose all control. Now, this is where in an oversteer, we've got to think about what type of vehicle am I driving? If I'm driving a vehicle that's rear wheel drive, okay, rear wheel drive that is not in four wheel drive. So if I'm driving a pickup truck or an SUV that is rear wheel drive, but it's not in four wheel drive, take your foot off the gas, okay? Because the back end's flying out on you and you don't want to hit the gas where the back end's going to start to spin some more. Now, if you're in a front wheel drive vehicle or an all wheel drive vehicle, or you're in four wheel drive, put your foot on the gas. Okay, light gas on those oversteers. Okay, and steer into the skid. So if your car's skidding, okay, slightly steer where you want that car to go. Steer into that skid and straighten it out very lightly with that correction. All right, let's talk about this last one. It's called fishtailing. We've all hopefully felt fishtailing because when you fishtail, you know when the car's starting to fishtail. Hopefully we know how to take care of it. But if we don't, here's the easiest way. Okay, that car's fishtailing, right? The back end's going back and forth like that fishtail. Again, don't brake. Keep the wheels turning. Rear wheel drive vehicle, take your foot off the gas. Front wheel drive vehicle, four wheel drive and all wheel drive, put your foot on the gas. Light pressure on the gas pedal. Okay? And point your wheels down the road, straight down the road, where you want the vehicle to go. What the vehicle will do is it will start to gain traction with your slight steering input to point your vehicle straight down the road, and that fishtail will hopefully get out of the way. Okay? So just a few tips and tricks for us if we do get caught in a situation where we start to lose traction. Biggest thing here, remember, keep the wheels turning. No matter what situation you find your car going in, keep the wheels turning and don't slam on the brakes. But think about the type of vehicle you're driving. If I'm in a rear-wheel drive vehicle, take your foot off the gas. If I'm in a front-wheel drive vehicle, all-wheel drive, or I'm in four-wheel drive, put your foot on the gas. Don't slam on it, but lightly give it gas, okay? Now, what do we do if we are in an accident and something happens? What do we want to do? Well, number one, make sure you stay in the car, okay? Staying in the car is probably the safest place for you, especially if you've spun out or if it's a big pile up or something's going on and people are sliding all around you. The best thing we can do is stay in the car. If you've got to get out, though, if it's unsafe for you to get out, make sure you stay aware of your surroundings. Know where things are around you. Know where cars are maybe sliding and skidding, okay? And call law enforcement. Make sure you call 911. Get help there as soon as you can and as soon as possible. I know this is a lot of information in a very short period of time, but a couple of things. We got to prepare ourselves, prepare our vehicles. We've got to slow down. Take the care now to make sure that we've got the right tires, the right washer fluid, the right wiper blades, that we clear the ice and the snow from our vehicles, from our windows, from the hood of our car, from the top of our car. If we don't slow down before we get in the vehicle, slowing down on the road is a moot point, okay? Slowing down on the road is the most important thing, but it's going to be a moot point if we don't take all these different steps to prepare beforehand so that when the weather is bad and we do slow down, that our vehicle is going to perform like we want it to. Okay, Jason, what do we have out there? Any questions?
Folks, you got any questions, please type those into the chat box right now. I was trying to get them to engage in the chat box there. You kept doing these wheels are turning thing. And I'm like, did you get the REO Speedwagon reference there? Or maybe CCR?
Yeah.
Folks, put your questions into the chat box there. And Mike would love to answer those now. Pretty timely subject for today. Just while you were on there, I was seeing that Parley's Canyon's looking pretty ugly today. and
Oh, wow.
traffic stalled up there, and we just gotta keep that in mind, because normally by this time we got a few storms under our belt, and we've maybe relearned a little bit how to drive in the slick stuff, and we haven't had that this year. So here's our opportunity to think and practice and prepare for that. I don't see a question in the chat box, so bring us home with the final words.
All right. I think like Jason said, we've usually by this time had a few storms under our belt. Right now, where we don't, this is the first one. This is really the first one. Let's make sure we slow down. Do things right. I was talking to a friend the other day. We were talking about going snowboarding. He says, I haven't even looked at my stuff because it's been such terrible weather to do that. Well, now the weather's here. Let's go out and look at the vehicles and make sure that they're ready to go, because it's here.
It's here. All right, folks, go out and have a safe day.
Thanks, everyone.